10 werewolf hybrids you've never heard of. When you think of a werewolf, you probably picture a human cursed to turn into a wolf. But in the forgotten corners of folklore and modern fiction, there are things so much weirder. We're talking about creatures born from unholy unions, blending the curse of the lycan with other, even darker, horrors. Today, we're counting down 10 werewolf hybrids you've probably never heard of. From blood-starved vampire abominations to magic-slinging witch-fall fusions. And trust me, the creature at our number 1 spot is the stuff of nightmares. Section 10, Ulfheinar. Kicking off our list at number 10 are the terrifying forerunners of the modern werewolf, the Norse Ulfheinar. These weren't cursed men who transformed under a full moon. They were elite Viking warriors who chose to become wolves. In Old Norse, the name literally means wolf skin, and that's what they were. Warriors who wore wolf pelts to channel the animal's ferocious spirit. Closely associated with the god Odin, who was often accompanied by 2 wolves himself, the Ulfheinar were seen as his chosen champions. But this was more than just a uniform. According to Norse sagas, these warriors entered a trance-like fury where they were said to possess supernatural strength and immunity to pain, howling like wild animals and biting their shields. They often fought without armor, believing the spirit of the wolf was all the protection they needed. This spiritual fusion of man and beast made them an unstoppable force, a living embodiment of the wolf's ferocity and a chilling testament to the power of embracing the predator within. Section 9, Slavic V. Lakolak. Coming in at number 9 is a creature from Slavic folklore whose name is as hard to pronounce as it is to kill, the V. Lakolak. Unlike the singular curse in many Western stories, the V. Lakolak could be created in multiple ways. Some were born fated to transform during eclipses, while others were made by sorcerers who could throw an enchanted wolf pelt over a victim. What makes the Slavic V. Lakolak especially unique is its unsettling connection to another iconic monster, the vampire. In many South Slavic traditions, the lines between them are incredibly blurry. The term vukadluk can refer to both. It was believed that a werewolf who was killed, but not properly disposed of often, by decapitation and exorcism, would rise from the grave as a vampire. This horrifying combination presents a creature with the shape-shifting ferocity of a wolf and the unholy immortality of the undead, a walking nightmare that is both hunter and haunter. Section 8, the Adlet. Venturing into the frozen north for our number 8 spot, we find the Adlet of Inuit mythology. These aren't your typical shapeshifters. They're a monstrous race born from a forbidden union. The legend says an Inuit woman rejected all human suitors and married a giant dog. From this marriage, she gave birth to a litter of 10 children. While accounts vary, the story generally states that 5 were dog-like, and the other 5 were the Adlet, terrifying hybrids with the upper body of a human and the shaggy, powerful lower body of a dog. The story only gets darker. The family was exiled due to the children's huge appetites, and the woman's father killed her dog husband by sneakily weighing him down with rocks. For revenge, she had her monstrous children gnaw off her father's hands and feet. The woman then sent her Adlet children inland, where they became a race of fast, bloodthirsty hunters in constant conflict with humans. In a fascinating twist, some versions of the myth claim she sent her other, more human-looking children across the sea, and they became the ancestors of Europeans. The Adlet serve as a chilling cautionary tale about breaking taboos and the tension between civilization and the wild. Section 7, the Werebear. At number 7, we have a hybrid that often lives in the shadow of its lupin cousin, the werebear. While bear-human shapeshifters appear in scattered legends, it's important to make a distinction. The modern idea of a werebear, with a specific set of rules, is largely a creation of contemporary fiction and role-playing games. In folklore, they were far less common and didn't have a single, unified name like the werewolf. However, where they do appear in ancient stories, they are figures of immense power. In Norse sagas, warriors known as berserkers, similar to the wolf-pelted Ulfheinar, would wear bearskins to channel the bear spirit, gaining incredible strength and fury. Modern fiction has taken this seed of an idea and run with it. In many fantasy worlds, werebears are shown not as cursed monsters, but as noble guardians of nature. They often keep their human intelligence in their hybrid form, combining human wisdom with the raw strength of a bear. Unlike the savage rage of many werewolves, the werebear's power is often a controlled, formidable force. Section 6. The Skinwalker. For our number 6, we must tread carefully and speak with respect, as this is a serious and feared figure in Navajo dying tradition, the Skinwalker. The term is a translation of the Navajo Yee Naaldlooshii, meaning with it, he goes on all fours. A skinwalker is not someone cursed with lycanthropy. According to Navajo belief, it's a human witch who has chosen a path of evil, gaining their powers by breaking the most sacred cultural taboos, which some say includes murdering a close family member. Once initiated, they gain the ability to shapeshift, often by wearing the pelts of animals like coyotes, wolves, or owls. They are said to perfectly mimic animal and human voices, run faster than cars, and move with a natural speed. Skinwalkers are the total opposite of Navajo values, which prize harmony and balance. They are agents of chaos and fear. Within the Navajo Nation, it's considered taboo to even talk about them, as it's believed to attract their malevolent attention. This isn't a cryptid to hunt or a myth to romanticize. It's a deeply held belief about the real-world consequences of choosing evil. CTA, we're halfway through our list, and things are only getting weirder. If you're enjoying this dive into forgotten lore, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the monstrous and the mythical. Now, back to the countdown, because what's coming next makes a shape-shifting witch look almost tame. Section 5. Werewolf Witch Hybrid. Cracking our top 5 is a hybrid born not from ancient folklore, but from the ever-expanding worlds of modern fiction, the werewolf witch. This powerful fusion takes 2 of the supernatural world's heaviest hitters and merges them into one. It poses a terrifying question. What happens when primal, instinctual rage is combined with calculated, arcane power? In fictional universes like that of the Vampire Diaries and its spin-offs, this hybrid can be created a few ways. It might be the offspring of a werewolf and a witch, inheriting both bloodlines. Or it could be a witch who willingly takes on the lycanthropic curse. The result is a creature that often transcends the weaknesses of both. They have the enhanced strength, speed, and healing of a werewolf, but they can also wield magic to bind enemies, cast protective wards, or launch offensive spells. This makes them a nightmare opponent, as they have an innate understanding of how to counter both magical and physical threats. They're the perfect blend of beast and sorcerer. Section 1. Lycaon, the first werewolf. And at our number 1 spot, we go back to one of the most famous origin stories. Before the full moon curses, before the word werewolf even existed, there was a king whose arrogance gave birth to the legend. Our number 1 hybrid isn't a crossbreed of 2 monsters, but the original fusion of man and beast, King Lycaon of Arcadia. While werewolf-like figures are present in even older Proto-Indo-European traditions, Lycaon's story is arguably the foundation of the modern myth. According to the famous version told by the Roman poet Ovid, the king of the gods, Zeus, came to earth disguised as a traveler to see if humanity was as wicked as he'd heard. King Lycaon scoffed at this guest. To test if he was truly a god, Lycaon did something horrific. He murdered a prisoner and served his flesh to Zeus at a banquet. Enraged, Zeus didn't just strike the king down. He unleashed a punishment to fit the crime. As Lycaon fled in terror, his body began to twist and contort. His clothes turned to fur, his limbs bent into those of a wolf, and his face elongated into a bloody muzzle. He kept his human mind and his same savage glare, but he was now trapped in the form of a beast. This was the birth of lycanthropy. King Lycaon became the first werewolf, the terrifying proof that when a man acts like a monster, he just might become one. Conclusion. From ancient warrior cults to modern fictional abominations, the werewolf hybrid has haunted our imagination for millennia. Each one represents a unique fear, the fear of losing our humanity, of forbidden unions, and of power that comes at an unspeakable cost. They are the ultimate symbols of the blurred line between man and monster. Which of these legendary hybrids fascinates you the most? Is there an obscure creature we missed? Let us know in the comments below. We're always looking for new monsters to unearth. Thanks for watching.